Hello everybody, so I'm just testing. I hope it works. We'll see. Anyway, so we are back to business. I've been away for a while, even though you've got a lot of video recently. That was video actually 1 year ago. So yeah, I spent almost the entire 2024 without recording my training. And in some way it was good. It was good because it allowed me to just focus and discover new things. Also, that was because I was maybe not distracted, but yeah, I moved places, and there I meet friends, and I start playing with them a lot. And so in the past I was recording my training because mainly I was alone, and so recording was a way for me to maybe not necessarily socialize. The fact that I'm talking is what is strange to me is whenever I'm extremely alone, I feel more the need to share rather than when I'm not. Anyway, that's not the point. We are talking golf here. It was good because first, I tend to have too much feedback when I record myself. The idea, I'm very visual, and the issue is now I'm at the point where I need to stabilize. And but also all those videos are important to me because I want to document and track my progress toward my goal of becoming a PGA Tour player. And yeah, so that's important. So I want to find a balance. I want to be able to share, to record and share while focusing on my game and not overthinking it. So yeah, the key thing here is I need to record, but I need to not spend too much time at home rewatching the record of my trainings and thinking back on what I did and what went right, went wrong. Sometimes you just need to practice over and over and over without overthinking it, and that's the main issue I have. So because that's something I talked a lot in the past, where you have trainings that aim to increase your potential, that you want, when you're doing that, to actually do things that are getting you out of your comfort zone. You want to do things differently, to explore new territory, to find new area to improve, and so that's good. But by doing that, you're actually making yourself uncomfortable. You're making yourself enter in unstable territory, and so your nervous system is need to constantly adapt in order to refine what you're exploring. And when you want to perform, this is actually the opposite. You want to stay in your comfort zone, so your nervous system get better and better with the thing you're doing. Because the golf skills are so complex that just doing the same thing over and over is enough effort for your system to just get better at it. That's not something that you with a little bit of practice you can hit a plateau in terms of improvement. Just by doing the same thing over and over a very long period of time, you can still improve. But you have your potential, and so by doing the same thing over and over, you will get closer and closer to your potential until you reach it. But then, what you need to do to get to the level you want is above, yeah, you have this plateau, and you will not get out until you do something to increase your potential. And so that's because I'm aware of that. For a very long time I was focusing only on increasing my potential, increasing, and so I didn't get any result. And so this year, that was really the first time where I was focusing on not easy performance, because I did a lot of competition. I did a few competition, not that much, but also I realized that after the year, so I was able to score somewhere around par in competition. During training, I was able to score lower, but in training, in competition, I was somewhere around par. But I know that's not enough. I know for me to reach the level I want, I need to be able, at least on the golf course I'm training on, to score between 5 and 10 under. and so I stopped, I think, during the summer competing, to really focus on getting to figure out what are the things I am missing to get there. And there was a few things that I discovered, but what's funny is I didn't need to record myself, because it wasn't about techniques, it wasn't about how my swing looked. It was more about how I approach the game. By controlling the misses, that was a very big thing, because over the last few months, now I've stopped the golf course because it's winter, it's too cold, the golf course is not very good. And what we are going to do here is actually the first day, not necessarily the first, I already did 2 sessions, but I'm going to start recording consistently those training. And so this is the winter arc, and so winter arc is I'm going to do 3 months of speed training and somewhat bulking or a little bit of gain of strength in the gym, because to gain speed that's what I learned last year. To gain speed is mainly about gaining strength, and then practicing on the practice run to be able to apply that strength to the club head. And so this is what we are going to do today. On the practice run, I'm going to instead of last year, what I did is try to do too much, 100%, 110%, 120% of my energy put into each shot, and having my heart rate at 180, 190 beats per minute. Yeah, so that helped to reach max speed, but that doesn't really help. What I found, the most gain I had in terms of general speed, what I found is actually came from me better understanding how to produce force into the golf swing, how to deliver that force into the club head, and second, getting stronger in the gym. That's the 2 main things. The training with max mental intensity doesn't actually really give a lot of progress over the long run, because you're creating systemic tension in your body that allow you to fire faster, but this tension is highly unhealthy. First, that's not something that you can do for a very long time, and second, that's just something that is not sustainable. And what I found is actually when the tension started dropping, yes, I got slower, but I was generally a little bit higher than before. And the key here is that was because of technique and strength. So that's the key here. Because on the golf course we want to cruise. We don't want to overly to spend too much energy, and so that's an important thing to learn, to produce speed without expending much energy. And so what I'm going to do over this winter, over the next 3 months of speed training, is more about keeping my energy level to 70 to 80%, but trying to get faster by actually transferring the energy better throughout the swing to deliver more energy to the club head without me inputting more energy. So being more efficient in general. I think I went on to a tangent. I don't remember exactly what I speak. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I realized that I needed something more to get to the level I need to be. And so for me it was first about controlling the misses and getting longer, and also some strategy around consistency of motion throughout the golf course. Let me explain, because this is a little bit complex to understand. The idea is simple. If you get, we all, I believe that we might all agree on the fact that the key to high performance is consistency. Generally speaking, that's not something that a lot of people are going to argue about. But what I realize is the more variation of shots you have in your on the golf course, the more difficult it is to be consistent. and rather than trying to just ease drive on every hole, even though that's my strength and I'm able to put the ball pretty much where I want every time, and get wedges, sometimes mid-iron, sometimes long iron. The idea is, no, I'm going to use a strategy where my go-to shot is mid-iron to long iron, and I want to become a sniper with those shots. And when I'm on the golf course, I don't even try to go beyond below an 8 iron. For me, I'm going to say, okay, between 8 iron to 4 iron, that's my go-to shot. And so the idea is, throughout the golf course, you want to continuously have the same shot. So with a long iron, because what I find is the swing vary a lot with wedges. My swing, at least, vary a lot between wedges and irons. So by actually removing entirely wedges of the equation, wedges are just used for short game, and having those irons that are extremely accurate from 150 to 200 meters or yards, whatever, then you're putting yourself first in a situation where you don't take risk without really thinking. Because if you are better at with an 8 iron in your hand than with a pitching wedge, you will not take stupid risk of the tee. You will know, okay, that's my shot, and so I'm just going to lay up to where I am the most efficient. Where I'm the most efficient. Sorry, I don't see anything now. Yeah, I mean, you get the idea, and probably we will have a lot of time to come back on it in the future. So let's go train. So honestly, I'm just testing stuff. I have no clue if this is going to work. So I have a microphone right here. I use my camera that I'm using to make YouTube videos, but not usually I was using my GoPro here. So we are actually making some tests. I have no clue. We'll see if it works or not. So first we need to set up the TrackMan, because this is a speed session, and to do speed training we need to have speed. I'll probably do some time lapse or something. Just I don't even know. No, I'm not in the frame here. Just put it there, right there. Yeah, should be fine here. Probably something. Yeah. Anyway, let's get started. I believe we are going to need a few videos to be up and running before the session start getting interesting. Also, because I'm figuring that probably setting up the stuff is not the most entertaining things to watch. So yeah, also I need to figure out what thing I pull out and what thing I'll put in. Anyway, and what I'm going to do is actually record the screen of the TrackMan so I can overlay it over what you're seeing right there once the TrackMan is launched, of course. So yeah, because you know what, I'm going to be honest, I'm just not that a social person. So until now I was primarily just recording stuff and sharing it without sharing my thought, because I was figuring a lot of things out, and that's kind of difficult to be focused and locked in and sharing at the same time. But I believe that I reached a stage where I know pretty well what I'm doing. I just have to do it, and so the sharing stuff is actually a way to make it less boring, because part of actually doing is getting performant and reaching the best level you can possibly get is doing the same thing over and over, but doing so is pretty boring. So actually maybe sharing my thoughts is actually a way to make it less boring, so that way I'm more consistent. So I try to align the TrackMan, but it's dead dark outside, so I have no clue where I'm aiming. Anyway, we are not looking at that, we are looking at the actual let's start record now. Yes, now we got it. I do that. If you don't know, this is a very good thing to actually sync audios to know where it's starting. So on the club we are going to start with an 8 iron, but first we need to select the golf ball. For the practice run, this one is good. Then tagging, because I don't know if you know, but my job is data scientist initially, so I work with a lot of data, and in order to do great analysis you actually need to have clean data, and having tags is a very good way to have clean data. Tags is allow you to contextualize the data you have, since speed is not the same when you're warming up, when you're actually cruising, when you're warmed up and you're cruising, or when you're trying to push speed. And so trying to just dump the data and analyze it without context is kind of useless. So that's why I try to always contextualize what I'm doing. For now we are just warming up, and then we'll maybe try to go over, change the tag as we go, but for now we are just warming up. So anyway, this is ready. Oh shit, it stopped recording. Why did it stop recording? Okay, good. You're good? Let's go. So first thing first, as I said in earlier in the car, I told you that one of the things I want to is actually get extremely good between my 8 iron and my 4 iron, and completely disregard wedges. And there is a few reasons for that. First, I told you that there is a question of consistency over the golf course, but also what I found is the iron is mainly a question of direction. If you can get the direction right, given that you have a lot of clubs to choose from, and if you choose the right one, you very rarely have issue in terms of distance. This is mainly a question of choice. Where with the wedges, the main issue is that if you compress the ball just slightly more or slightly less, you can have very drastic difference in terms of distance. And so even though you are closer to the flag, first of all, this is, in my opinion, as hard to get a straight wedge as an 8 iron, but anyway. But also you have the issue that the slight mistake in contact will have drastic difference in terms of distance. And so what I personally, for me, it's as easy to get close to the flag with an 8 iron, 6 iron, 7 iron anyway, than it is to wedge, or even easier. And so where you have and that's also something I'm thinking about a lot, is when you want to get to the best level and to actually being one of the best players in the world, you need to develop an edge over your competitor, the people that you are playing against. And the key here is that most people everybody work on wedges. Everybody says that wedges is one of the most important things to work on, and so there is people that are working almost the entire day on that. So how can you develop an edge over those guys that are playing wedges over and over? You don't. That's simple. And so my idea is, if I get better at irons, and that's the only thing I'm working on, maybe I can develop an edge by being the best player in the world with mid to long iron.
and being really a sniper of the from the I would say from the fairway. And by doing so, first of all, I take less risk from the tee because I know my comfortable distance is actually further away than everybody, so I don't need to be long, even though that doesn't mean I want to be long. I want, but I don't have to. That's the key difference. And by doing so, I have less opportunity to take bad decisions. That's as simple as that. So let's hit a few balls to warm up, and then we'll go and start. I spent a week without eating and I feel it. Not a week, almost a week. Okay. Hey, that's not that bad given that I'm completely. Something I found is more inside. The closer to zero you have your club pass, the easier it is to actually get faster. But anyway, there is a few things I forgot to do because it's very cold outside, so I need basically to get power to the TrackMan, my computer, and to the camera. So let's first of all just change a little bit the angle. Okay, this one is for that. Okay, and let's power everything. And also, that's kind of the thing. I have no clue how long my camera is going to be able to record in one go, or if I need to start again time and time again. We'll see. We'll see. I have no clue. So, is it good? Oh yeah, not bad. Okay, now it's powered. Next, we have the computer, because the TrackMan actually have a very good battery, very good endurance, let's say, compared to my computer. Generally, this is my computer that give up first, because we have kind of 200 balls to it. So yeah, we are going to be here for a while, and yeah, that's also something I have no clue how long of a video you want to watch, if you want to watch everything and so on. And also that's something I need to focus and probably not talk between each shot or every time. Maybe I need to do some time lapse, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. So I'm going to shut the fuck up and start a little bit training. So let's warm up. Some almost 10 balls. And so what I'm trying to do here is just to get my body loose and start feeling the dynamic. I'm going to come back on that just in a minute. I'm going too much from the inside. That's great for my basic trajectory, but that's not what I'm looking for in order to generate power. I should almost come back behind. Yes, better. And you see, club pass, I stand a little bit behind, really push with my left hand to stay behind, because that's something that most people don't understand, is the more forward you are, the more inside the club is going to go. And so what I'm trying to do is actually, when I'm on my left side, just bam, get behind, because when you get behind, you allow the club to move much more forward. Where when you stay on the left side and you just rotate, then you have a lot of room from the inside. And with the iron, that's not good. What you want is get So you actually need to then shift back to the right side. Yes, here we go, 90. So to give you some context, because we're after I don't know, maybe 10 20 balls with the 8 iron, we're going to move to the 6 iron, and that's with the 6 iron that I'm going to start ramping up, because I have this benchmark in my head of the 6 iron should be about 100 miles per hour. For now I'm not there yet, because if I want to be able to hit 100 miles per hour club speed with my 6 iron, I need actually to, with the 8 iron, to be somewhere around 95, 96. So we are far away from that, but I'm warming up, so we'll see. Only I believe I can get to 93. Left probably. Yes. Yeah, that's an 8 iron. Okay, last one, and then we'll start ramping a little bit, not too much, but I like to go at least somewhere 92, 93 before we move on to the next club. And what I'm doing here is primarily trying to, as I'm warming up, because the speed session is mainly with the driver, but I want to have all my muscle fiber activated before I start using the driver, and almost exhausted, because what I found is, I believe that because we are repeating over and over, we tend to just use a sub portion of all the muscle fibers that we have available. And so what I want to do is exhaust those muscle fibers, so I force my system to use more muscle fiber, because the more muscle fiber you are using, the more strength and power you can use, and also the more endurance you are going to be, because if you are using more, then if some are getting tired, you still have some to work with. So that's a benefit. So let's try 91, 92. Yes, 91. And I'm not trying to give more energy, even though I did a little more on this one, but I'm trying to maintain my level of energy, but trying to apply force better, to transfer the energy from the ground of my left toward my right hand and toward the club. Yeah, wasn't that great. I'm using energy, but I'm not using it efficiently here. So I'm moving too much forward. Let's try something. Okay, I've engaged a little bit more my obliques. The issue with that is then I get forward way too much, and that's difficult to stay behind. So how do I fix that? How do I fix it? That's really difficult for me to not come inside, because my habit is much more from inside out, like a little push draw. This one was almost perfect, but yeah, okay. Okay, we are getting closer. You see, I'm warming up also, so I'm with the same level of energy, I'm able to produce a little bit more power without really trying. But yeah, and also by more you practice the sequence, the more you are able to be efficient. That's why warming up can take long. Fuck you. Okay, there's 4 more to go before we go on to the 6th iron. Yeah, I'm questioning you whether or not I'll leave you there or not. Maybe a different angle. We'll change after for the next shot. Yeah, so I probably need to really go after the cut. Maybe try to cut the ball. Because at the top I feel that my club face is open relative to my path. This is what I want, because I tend to close the club face, tend to have the club face a little close with my iron. No, this is normal because I try to come from the inside. I have the club face shut to the club path, which is my natural tendency. But when I then try to have the club face perfect at the top, then I feel it's actually open compared to the club path. And if that's what I'm looking for, and I don't want to deviate from that, I need to hit a cut, because that's not, and that's okay if I cut with iron, that's fine, but that's not natural for me. And that's also, you see, that's very, I'm not putting much pressure, but just trying to hit fade, I'm faster, because that's much more natural with an iron. And that's also something that I found is, with each club, to get faster, you need to hit the right trajectory, you need to arrive on the right path. And that path is completely different from the driver to a 8 iron, completely. Here we can see that now I need to keep the club face open, and normally that should fade. Probably too much, but 92.3. You see, I don't put more power, more energy, but just because I'm on better path, I'm getting faster. Yeah, that was club. It didn't get the club pass. The face was a little too much open. I need to be able to let's. That wasn't. It didn't feel right. I need to go left, like this. Okay, not bad. Okay, we're 21. Yeah, so 92, that's not very, very fast, but that's something we can build on. Okay, so is it great here? Let's move to the 6 iron. I need to get used to talk because I have a very hard time to get balance with things. And I'm training alone. I'm just in my head, and when I think I need to talk, I just can't stop. Maybe that's annoying. I don't know. But yeah, I have to feel to focus. Let's focus. So, 6 iron, as I said, the goal. So, that's why, even though that's still warm up, I could change the tag here. Because warm up is basically a tag saying don't take in consideration this data. So that's. The data I'm more interesting is the driver, so we'll see. I can keep the warm-up for now. Horrible. So what I want, actually I set the club in the right. I want to open about 45 degrees my face to put it in the right direction. Put a little bit of pressure on my right leg. Then I actually move the club and keep the face open while I'm shifting my weight to the left. So you can see that as I'm doing my backswing, I'm shifting already to the left. And then when the weight arrives on my left leg, I push and try to transfer the energy towards the club. And something, and now I remember it, something that I did last time is instead of just pushing, I try to hit my left leg as hard as possible. And that last time created a lot of power, but I had the issue of it starting hurting my knee because I tend to transfer my weight to my left heel, which is something that most people advise, most coach advise, and what I realize is completely wrong. If you do that and push very hard into your left heel, what happens is the force gets right through your knee, and your knee doesn't like that. So what I believe I need to do from now on is actually shifting toward the front, the toe of my left foot, to be able to hit as hard as possible my toes or the front of my foot. That way I don't hurt my knee. Also, what I found is actually by shifting my weight forward, it allows me to stay much more over the ball and keep my angle, where on the other side when you're pushing with your heel, this gets you up, so you're getting out of your posture. So when you're transferring on your, basically I realize that's a bullshit advice to say to people to transfer your weight to your left heel. What you need to do is transfer your weight toward the front of your feet, of your left feet. And you can see if you watch the left heel of Rory McIlroy during his transition, is actually the left heel is moving forward. Because he's not transferring towards the left heel, he's transferring towards the front of his left feet. Oh, that's painful to say. Anyway, so let's try to do that and hit really hard. So front. $95.5. So of course, because I'm doing things, so what I'm doing here is almost I'm flipping a switch. As soon as the weight is on my left feet, boom, I explode. But I do nothing else. It's just my left leg extending as fast and hard as possible. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm pretty much not putting any effort. That's a little bit more difficult to to manage. But at least maybe that helped me to how do I say? I don't know. Anyway, so as I said, we are still far away. We have 4 miles to get there. So okay, so I try to hit my left leg while activating my obliques, but we can see that wasn't that good. So I tend to come back very much from the inside. Not that good. Yeah, I know, that's disgusting. But it's cold. So I believe I need to do a few balls and ramp things up progressively. Focus for a while. I feel that I'm not transferring the energy. It go up a little bit, but doesn't go all the way to the club. Better. Oh yeah, way better. Also, that's something interesting, you know. When I feel that something is better, it actually shows in terms of speed. So that's something interesting, because it means my sensations are in the right place. So what I did is really try to transfer that energy, because I can hit my left leg as hard as I want. If I don't transfer that energy towards the club head, that's just inefficient. So I need to be able to. We are not going to focus too much on the left leg for now. Just trying to be more efficient and then finish with hitting as hard as possible the left leg once the swing is as efficient as possible. So, moving on, stretch, expand. So maybe I forgot the right side, engaging my right hip. It doesn't seem like I'm releasing too soon. I don't know. Okay. We are going to get there, because for now I have a little trouble to focus and talk things through. But I believe maybe I just don't need to focus too much on you. I can just focus on what I do and just talk what I do, and that will be fine. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, let's try to push a little more energy, just to break like 96, 97. technique cracked. Leak of energy, for sure. But almost 96, but that wasn't that efficient, this one. This one, I don't know where I hit it. And of course, I mean, when you are trying to work on speed, you are going to put the ball everywhere. That's okay. Later, we are going to do 3 months of speed training, and then we are going to do 3 months of precision. And so we'll see that's a completely different story. Because for precision, we'll try to cap the slowest we want to be. Fine, okay, that's the baseline, because you don't want to start working on precision by slowing down. You want to stay at a good enough speed and improve your precision while being at that speed. So we'll see that another time, in 3 months actually, in March. Oh, that's so inefficient. It's something I don't get. Okay, let's. Yeah, I slowed down just to be more in sync, and it felt better. I'm slower, but that's normal. I want it to be slower. But okay. Because I'm still a little bit too much from the inside. Because the thing here, I almost burned out. I mean, that was two weeks ago. So I spent the last week just chilling, relaxing, trying to. It wasn't just about golf actually. That was about work. Because to finance, because my project is actually to go to the US and try to do Monday qualifiers and get my PGA 2 card that way. Because I believe that's the fastest way. But to do that, I need to be good. And I need money. So that's why I'm building an online business. And so I'm working a lot on it. But that's okay because and I don't have a lot of time to actually train. But if I don't have the money, I can't actually go there. So yeah, that's okay because doing those kind of training, you see, I have about 200 balls. I'm not sure I'm going there, especially if I'm talking all the time. But yeah, speed training you need to relax, especially because it's about getting stronger in the gym. So basically, I'm training basically 3 times a week because maybe I'm going to train a little more, given that I'm not giving my all on each shot. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm clearly inefficient. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I did not eat that much but yeah, I don't feel great. And the only way I see to actually get faster, I just hit my left leg harder, much more. I'm not sure. Wow. Yeah, I'm slowing down. I'm getting wow. Let's try to hit that fucking cut. Okay, Okay, 1.9, better. Club path. You see, my natural tendency is push draw, and even by trying to cut it, I'm just end up with a nice little push draw. This one probably push. Stay pushed. So we are far away from getting distracted. Also, I don't like this microphone. You see, it's just right there. I like something like wireless. I don't have to put. I mean, that's fine, but that's kind of a hassle. I'm not sure I'm eating my left leg currently. So probably that's maybe the inefficiency that I'm saying I'm not eating my left leg enough. Maybe I need to just practice that over and over and over. At some point, maybe it's going to be. So let's hit that shift on the front of the left foot and boom, explodes. '96. Best so far. 4 to go. Just explode. Nah. Didn't explode. Exploded. Didn't explode it. Okay. Just do nothing else. Also at the gym I realized that how fuckingly strong the calves are, and actually here all the pressure is in my calf, and so if it's not strong enough to handle the pressure, it will collapse. So that may be also something I'm going to work on, because I found that I put I think something at 440 on the squat. I didn't do a squat, I just wanted to unrack it and push with my calves. And I realized I can actually lift it. So yeah, the calves are fucking strong. I think I'm going to practice a little bit. So let's eat that left leg. Okay, that is 6.3. New best for today. Because that's insane. You want to know why 100 miles with my 6 iron is the benchmark? Because this is what Rory McIlroy do, and it doesn't even seem that he's forcing that much. That's what mind-boggling to me. I don't know how strong he is, but I believe he's pretty fucking strong, because that's not. Also, probably he's more efficient with his swings than I am, most likely, but still, that's pretty impressive. So maybe is that something you didn't know, but the long drivers, like Kyle Berkshire, is hitting around 100 120 balls just to warm up, to get his body loose, get his sequence right and get in the groove of getting faster and faster. And then for about 70 to 80 balls, he actually do the speed training. So that's about a speed training that is 200 balls long. And that's mainly what I'm doing, because but that's not something you can do just like that. You need to work up to that. Maybe you're going to start with 20 to 30 ball of warm-up with 10 to 20 speed session balls, and then you are going to warp to ramp things up progressively, eating more and more ball for each, and as your body gets used to it. Are you still recording? Oh yes, it's still recording. I have no clue it did. Also, yeah, I'm using the difference between now and then with the other video you saw is I'm not using my GoPro anymore. That's a pretty expensive camera that I'm using that can actually shoot in 4K. I don't know if it's in 4K right now. I'm not I don't think so. It's a 1080p, I think. But we'll see. Maybe sometimes I'll really shoot in 4K just to see how it looks like. So let's do a few more. Let's try to get close to 97. 97 will be good enough to move to woods. I'm not going to hit my forehand because mainly it's about because yeah, I've tweaked the swing weight, so my 8 iron is actually heavier than my 6. That is actually heavier than my 4. And why I did that is mainly because I want to be able to swing roughly the same way with every club. And to do that, either you're doing like Bryson DeChambeau, you have a 1 length club set, or you're changing your stance depending on your club, so you're actually getting more and more inside as you are going up in clubs, or you're getting lighter and lighter with your swing weight as you move in club. The issue is that's almost 1 swing weight per club of difference, so that's a lot. And so the issue starts rising when I'm approaching wedges. My wedges are as heavy as I can, but they are not heavy enough. They are D9 or D8, I think. And my driver is too heavy. It's D1, where it's actually D0, I think. Where actually it need to be something around C0 or something. But the issue that rise when you're getting close to C0 is actually the club lead get too light and you're losing efficiency in ball speed. So even though you can swing faster, you're not getting the result much more out of it. I'm putting way too much energy into it. I just can feel the inefficiency. Alright, last one. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting distracted. I'm talking, and then I fuck things up. Anyway, we are getting back to it. So